Hey everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you have been doing well. I have been doing pretty good. I'm about to go into my moving process, so I'll be leaving this apartment and moving to a new one, which is very exciting. This is kind of long overdue, but at the same time, at the right time, because I've been super busy. And so I'm going to show you how to do this bubble effect with some yarn and just a crochet hook. I'm using this yarn. This crochet hook is a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. Okay, so now the first thing that we're going to do, I'm going to wrap the yarn around my finger here, and then I'm going to wrap it at the back. So it should kind of be looking like this at the top. I'm going to put my crochet hook under the first loop. Okay, and then I'm going to pull the back string forward. It's kind of going to twist at this point, so it's not going to be like this. It's going to kind of have that little twist. And then I'm going to kind of go over to the yarn that's over there, and I'm just going to pull that through. So we are starting to make the base of this bubble pillow or bubble design. So that's just knotting it all together. Now is when we start our first stitch. So we're going under this there. We're doing the same kind of rotation, grabbing the yarn, pulling it back through, and then going again, getting more yarn and pulling that through. So that is our one stitch there. And now we're going to be repeating. So we're going underneath, grabbing that yarn, pulling it back through, going again, and pulling through. And that's our second. So we have to do 8 of these. So 3, 4, and 8. You're going to pull the short end of the string to kind of close that circle in the middle. Then, as you can see, it makes this like design here, right? And you can see the stitches that we've just created. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna go into the first, like, I guess you could say set of stitches, or I say that sometimes the top chains, but I know that's not right. But you're gonna go into there, you're gonna grab the yarn that is attached to your yarn ball, you're gonna wrap it around your crochet hook, and you're gonna pull through there, okay? And then you're gonna also pull through there. So you should only have this after all of that. Now is the part where we are making the base. So you're going to wrap the yarn around your hook and pull through again, and then you're gonna wrap the yarn around your hook, and you're gonna go into the first area there, and you're gonna do your double crochet stitch. Okay, just like so. Then you're going to move to the other top stitches. So that's here. I'm going to go under there. Okay, just like so. I'm going to pull that yarn forward, and I'm going to do my double crochet stitch again. So that's 1, and I'm doing 2 double crochet stitches into one spot. So I'm going back into there again. There. And now I'm repeating that for all of the stitches that you can see there. So here I'm doing 2 double crochets. That's 1. That's 2. And as you can see, it is increasing, and it's going to make our first row. I'm just going to complete that and meet you guys back when we're back here. But this has worked for me time and time over again. So I do the first row with 2 double crochets into one spot. So here I'm just finishing the first row. So after I've done 2 double crochets into each spot, I'm going to be doing kind of like a slip stitch. So I'm going across to those first chains there, bringing the yarn forward, and then I'm pulling that just like that, so that we're the same of how when we first began, just having that one loop on the hook. And then it's just the yarn is a bit stiff, but it should be flat. Okay, do the same thing. So you just chain up 1, and then you do that double crochet, and then you go into the next spot and you do 2 double crochets, 1, 2, and again 1 in the same spot, 2. This makes it so it's increased. If you find that your yarn is bending and you're not having enough space, what you're going to want to do is maybe do an extra double crochet just so that it lays flat, because that's how the base is supposed to be. We don't want to make this into like a candle shaped thing. This is supposed to be flat. But I know that this yarn is just kind of stiff right now. And then we're just doing that all the way around. Just going to continue the second row doing 2 double crochets, and if I need another double crochet just to make it go around smoothly and flat. Now I have my second row, and I'm just going to be doing that slip knot right there like we did for the other row to just secure it. So now that I'm using a much thicker yarn, I only needed to do 2 rows to begin for the base, but I believe when you're using a regular yarn, like the yarn that I usually use for my knot pillows, using like about this yarn as this pink yarn, so you would have to do 3 rows if you're using this, and if you're going smaller you might have to do 4 rows, and so on. But your third row, I find for my own designs that I don't need to do 2 double crochets into each stitch. Maybe I do 1 double crochet into the 1 stitch, and then I'll do the next 3 2 double crochets, and then I'll skip and do just 1 double crochet in the other stitch. It's only when you find that it's curving is that you want to maybe consider adding more 2 double crochets on the third row, but that's just what I do. I'm going to show you now how I do my bubble effect. The nice part, and this is the inside, so we want to make sure that our work is facing the right way. So this nice part is facing the bottom, and what we're going to do is we're going to wrap the yarn around our hook and pull up 1, and then we're going to wrap the yarn around our hook and go in only the top chain. So there's this chain and this bottom chain. We're only going into the top chain because we're rotating our work angle, and we're doing our double crochet just like that. Oopsie. Right, so we're changing the direction, and we want to go upwards now. So now I'm doing the same thing all the way around, wrapping the yarn around my hook, only going through the top chain. There is the bottom chain, only going through the top chain, and doing my double crochet stitch, and I continue that all the way around. So for example, even if you want to do a bucket hat, this is what you would do, because we're now working, we're basically going like this. We're basically going like this, we're making it go down. So I just focus on that. I have reached the beginning again, just going into that first chains there, bringing that yarn forward, and then just pulling it through. And then as you can see, that is our first row, and we've changed the direction, which is wonderful. And now I'm going to be doing another 2 rows, just regular up here. So what that means is we're going to pull that yarn through, and we're going to start off with our double crochet again. But this time we are grabbing both chains. It's just as if we're doing regular rows. So we're going through both of the chains. So here is one chain and the other. We're going through both of those. Okay, going through both of those, grabbing the yarn and doing our double crochet stitch. Since the direction has already been changed, we don't need to do anything else. And so you do 2 more rows of just regular double crochet stitches, and then I will show you what to do on the 4th row. So as you can see, we've done the base. So if you're using a smaller yarn, we have 1, 2, 3, and then as you can kind of see the little imprint there, that is where we just finished, where we changed our direction so that it starts going up. And now we are working on, this is the 1st row, this is the 2nd row, 3rd row, and then 4th row, and then I'll show you how to do this effect so that it can go small again, and then big again. Okay, my 3 rows from my base, and now this is where I'm going to do the next steps in order to get the bubble effect. And now for anyone using kind of a smaller yarn or anything smaller, you're gonna kind of want to do, like here I did 4 rows, and then I did this step that I'm about to show you, like how to do this decreasing bubble effect. But for you might want to do 4 rows, but obviously because this yarn is thicker, it kind of matches up to the same amount. So I am going to start to do the bubble effect. So I'm going to show you now. Make sure that you're here at this point where only this yarn is on your crochet hook. And what you're going to do is you're going to do a double crochet stitch, and then you're going to skip one. So we're just going to pull this up like that and do our first double crochet stitch. And then we're going to skip that area and do like a slip stitch there. And then I'm going to skip one again and do my other slip stitch. So we're literally skipping one and doing that slip stitch. Skipping one and doing our slip stitch. Okay. And this is like really decreasing the work, which we want for the bubble effect. Skipping one and going. Okay, skipping one there, and skipping there, and doing the same all the way around this row. And I always just kind of go like that to note myself that I'm back at the front. Get the 1 loop on our crochet hook again. So as you can see, that really made a circle, right? And so we're not going any smaller than this. This is wonderful. But so now we're gonna have to increase it back because we want that effect, right? Top of this area. So we have double crochet. We're not doing any increases at this time. We're just literally doing double crochets in everywhere that we just did a decrease. Let me show you better. This is where we're doing it. Okay, so we're doing one there, there, here. And this is just to kind of get it to stand out a bit and give it kind of that room. So basically what we're doing is we're doing this area right here to give it that room, that stand. Okay, and then I'm doing that all the way around. I'm just going to pull this to better show you. Once you have kind of done that other row that should be standing up tall, so this row here, now is when we are going to then focus on our increases. That loop back over my crochet hook. Doing is we want to get it back to how many stitches were here. So what we did before on our 4th row is we did a slip stitch, skipped one, slip stitch, skipped one. So now what we have to do is we have to do 1 double crochet and then put 2 double crochets into the one spot. So 1 double crochet and 2 double crochets into the same spot, and then we just do 1 double crochet. Okay, and then we do 2 double crochets, 1 and 2 into the second bubble effect back. So we just have to keep going. So I'm going to keep going until I make it to the front again. And as you can see, the increase has brought kind of back that bubble shape. And now it does look very small, but once we do our 2 extra rows, right, because we only did 1, 2, 3, and then we did the decreases. So once we have 1, 2, 3, it will get that bubble effect. So I'm going to show you how to do that again in that same process. So I'm going to do 2 rows with just regular double crochets again. So I'm just going to wrap that around, and each stitch I'm doing a double crochet way around here, and then you will see how it increased back. Okay, my other rows, and now it might look a bit smaller, but it should be similar when you look at it. But it depends on how much pressure you're doing on one row to another row, and you want to make sure that you're also accounting for your stitches and you're not making stitches be lost or gone. So now that I've done my 3 stitches, I would then repeat the same process. So I would do a slip knot, skip 1, 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 and then after that row I would just do double crochets on those slip knots and skip ones, and then the next row after that I would do a double crochet and then 2 double crochets and then a double crochet and 2 double crochets to increase it back open, and then I would do my 3 rows and I would repeat that over and over again until it literally became like similar shape like this, or you could see the shape on my thumbnail, or I'll insert one right here, and it would literally just repeat and repeat. So it would be something like this, right? Because you're doing the pattern over and over again. I do find that when I do begin, the beginning is, the base is always a little bit bigger, but you don't want it to be drastically bigger. So you just want to make sure that you are continuing with the pattern, not skipping stitches, and you know, doing the full rows so that it's not such a big difference. But here is that bubble effect, as you can see, and it's nice and seamless, like you can't really see anything inside. So I hope that tutorial helped you guys. I hope that you make a lot of these patterns. You can make a lot out of these. You know, you could just make candle holders like so, right? You can make, someone mentioned wine, so you can make this and put your wine bottle in top. You can make a nice long pillow like how I did. You can make all types of things with this effect, and it's such a timeless pattern and such a timeless like bubble effect, and it's really popular and cool to see in like home decor. So yeah, have fun and tag me so that I can see how you guys have made yours. Thank you for watching. Bye.